Nightshooters is one of those movies that I've followed on social media because the people making it are quite active, trying to get the word out about a movie that they were making, although I never really knew too much about the plot of it. The basic plot is all about this guerrilla group of filmmakers who are doing some pickup shots in this kind of abandoned building, and they've got a couple of hours to do it because the building is going to be demolished in the morning. They're trying to pick up what they need to, and nothing's really going right for them. And you're introduced to this group of people who are doing a kind of zombie movie. You know, and this is a kind of throwback to Mark Price, the director's first movie, Colin, which was a zombie movie that he made for practically no money. And it's just a kind of fun moment, and it makes you feel as if you're getting that typical British movie, because you get a couple of just atypical British movies, you know, the kind of monster or horror zombie things, or you get gangster movies, and it kind of toys with both of these and just kind of straddles the line quite nicely. And they just kind of notice across the way in another building is this person being tortured and murdered by a gangster, and they have just accidentally caught it all on film, and now the gangster wants them dead. There is only one entrance in and out of this building they are stuck in, and the gangster has that well covered as he sends in people to take these people out. Fairly simple premise, and sometimes that's ideally what you want. You know, it sets up the rules of this movie, and you kind of know from there on what kind of movie you're going to get. But there's a little bit of comedy in this movie. There's a little bit of levity in it. And there is an extreme portion of gore and blood and guts, because when it goes for it, it really does indeed go for it. We have this 7-people team of filmmakers who don't really have the ability to look after themselves, with the exception of a couple of characters. We have a special effects person who seems to be almost MacGyver-esque with her ability to create weapons in which to fight back with, which are both very inventive and extremely fun to see them play out, and the devastation that they cause to the bad guys. And then we have Donnie, which is our lead character, the stuntman, who is actually a martial artist and can handle himself extremely well. Also, I'd like to mention just for a brief moment the kingpin, the gangster boss, the man who's in charge of it all, who reminded me a lot of Nick Frost, and whose delivery of lines was just delightful. There was a kind of funny, just laugh out loud every time he was saying something, no matter how horrendous or nasty or whatever he was doing. I just found it incredibly funny, which is marvellous, because most of what he does there is just the scenery chewing bad guy, and I think he does that pretty well, but adds a little different flavour to the proceedings. Donnie, the martial artist, is involved in quite a few action set pieces throughout the movie, and they are terrific. Some of the best action I've seen in a British low budget movie in the longest while. It rivals the kind of aesthetic and action of the Raid movies. Now, it's not as good as that, but it's as close to it as I've seen from any British movie. They are quick, they are kinetic, energetic, fast paced, and you can see what has happened. They're choreographed terrifically well, and I like the way that the camera follows the action and allows you to see everything that's going on. They've obviously put a lot of work into these fights, and it shows, and it allows you to see what's going on, which is a bugbear for me in action movies, when they're so in the face of the fighters, of the actors, that you never actually see anything that is going on. You have this pressure cooker situation of them being trapped in this building, having a few hours before it's going to be demolished and needing to get out. There is wave after wave of bad guys to be destroyed by our heroes, who sometimes it's because of Donnie's fighting abilities, sometimes it's because of the special effect person's creative, destructive toys, and sometimes it's just by pure accident, which is quite funny in certain points. Nightshooters was a movie that I was a little bit guarded of when I first started to watch it. The whole zombie start, the crew, some of the comedy didn't work in the first 5-10 minutes, but once I settled into the tone of the movie, once I knew the kind of movie that I was into, I enjoyed it immensely. It's bloody, it's gory, it's in your face, the camera gets covered in blood, so many times from the sheer destruction of the human body that happens on the camera, that it is incredibly fun. And I'm just a little bit worried for this movie because I can see it being missed out on. I don't really hear too many people talking about it, which is a real shame because I do think it's worth searching out, it's worth checking out, and you know it's coming out in Blu-ray pretty soon. There'll be a link down below where you can pick it up from Amazon if you really want to, and I do suggest checking this thing out. I think it's a lot of fun. I think you'll enjoy it. It's my recommendation for you guys. If you have seen it or if you're going to check it out, at least look at the trailer and let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on this film. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.